It's time to check out a brand new charger on the market and give one away. Everyone, Rich here from the RCNetwork.com, and today we are checking out the brand new HobbyMate D6 Dual Lite charging system. Now in this video we'll be taking it out of the box. You'll see exactly what you would get inside of the box. We're going to power it up, show you how this thing operates, and towards the end of this video I'll give you some details on how you can win one here at the RC Network. Now I want to thank HobbyMate and Hobby Cool for sending over this charger along with this one right here too for the giveaway. But like I said, stay tuned. Later in this video we'll go over all the details on how you can enter to win this full setup from HobbyMate. Now the first thing with the HobbyMate D6 Dual Lite is just the size of this thing. This thing is so tiny. I can't believe how small chargers are getting these days. This is a look at an iPhone box right there. The HobbyMate is way back behind here, super small compared just to a regular iPhone box. Now the Dual Lite D6 charger by itself is a DC only charger, and that's where the T240 smart power supply comes in. This actually powers the HobbyMate D6 Dual Lite. Now HobbyMate has both of these available. Either you can buy this by itself or you can buy this as a combo. Now once again, this is only for DC powered systems, so you have to have an external power supply to actually operate this. This power supply plugs directly into your wall and of course powers the D6 Dual Lite. Taking a look at what comes inside of the D6 Dual Lite box is pretty much that. The D6 Dual Lite and just a very small pamphlet of some of the specs of the new HobbyMate smart charger. Now HobbyMate does have a fully downloadable owner's manual. I'll link to that down in the video description. You can download that and have it at your fingertips. Inside of the T240 smart power supply box is exactly that. You get the T240, you do get a bridging cord, and finally you do get an AC power cord. I've been using mine for a little while, so I have a little Velcro keeping that all together. Nice 3-foot long cord too. Now taking a quick stroll around the D6 Dual Lite, this thing is quite nice and you can see how small it is. It just fits in the palm of my hand. Now you do see the nice large screen right there, of course color screen. You do have one button off to the left here for the channel select, and you have a nice scroll wheel here, like a metal scroll wheel that actually gets you through all of the functions. Also a click function on that as well. Switching it up to the front here, lots of holes here for heat dissipation. You do have channel 1 and channel 2, both with onboard XT60 connectors. Now you can use dongles with this if you choose to do so, or I'll show you some adapters I picked up that can also work with this if you have different connectors. Flipping it to the side right here, you do have a micro USB port for software updates, and you do have a receiver input for testing servos. I'll show you that later too. Flipping it to the back right here, a huge fan that we will definitely listen to later. You do have a USB-C up top and a standard USB-A on the bottom, and that's for charging other smart devices that you may have. On the far right here we do have our DC input, and that'll get our power going here on the D6 Dual Lite. On the bottom of the unit we do have little kickstands which are quite nice. It'll get you a nice little angle like when you're in your pit station. Now taking a look at the T240 power supply, not much to look at on the top. This thing is exactly the same size as the D6 Dual Lite, which is nice. I'll show you a little hidden feature here in a minute. Now on the front side right here we do have a USB Type-C connector. That is nice for charging additional items, and a USB-A as well. Flipping it to the back side right here we do have a DC out and an AC input right here. So this would go up to our wall. This would just be the connector going into our D6 Dual Lite. Finishing off the side, we do have a nice fan right there. And then on the bottom, we do have those flip up feet and some rubber feet as well, just to keep everything planted. Now, connecting the two units is pretty simple. And here comes that little hidden feature I was talking to you about. Now, what's cool is they are the same size. And when you stack this, they're actually magnetized, so much so that you can actually pick them up, which is pretty cool. Now we're looking at the DC out and the DC in here on the back side of the unit, and that's where that little 4-inch XT60 adapter comes into play. We simply plug this guy into the bottom, plug this one into the top, and we have one functioning unit now. I went ahead and plugged in the AC adapter in the back of the T240 power supply, and now let's plug it into a wall. With the D6 Dual Lite all powered up, you can definitely hear the fan, and that's a good thing. It's dissipating heat, keeping everything nice and safe. Now, as you see it here with the boot up, you are seeing channel 1 and channel 2 on the color screen. Now, cycling over here on the channel button, it switches over to a full screen for channel 1. Hit it again, full screen for channel 2, and then finally, one more time, you get back to the dual screen. Now, pressing the scroll wheel down and holding it gets you to the charger settings screen. You have lots of different things that you can custom do on this charger, from the task parameters, system parameters, tools, channel 1 calibration, channel 2, system self-checking. There are a ton of things on this charger that you can do custom settings for. Now, real quick, looking at the system parameters, clicking that, you're seeing the language, all different things you can kind of control on this thing, including the maximum input power, minimum, LCD backlight, the volume of the beep, all sorts of things for this device. Like I mentioned earlier, you can pick up additional adapters if you want to, or even make your own dongles for this charger. Now, these two right here, I have an XT60 going to a Dean's, and also an XT60 going to an XT90. These are pretty much my most commonly used batteries, but for this case, we're gonna plug in some XT60s just to see how this charger operates. Now, for this part of it, I have a couple of my Adventure series batteries from Gens Ace, the top one being a 2200 milliamp standard LiPo, and the bottom one is a 4300 LiHV, so it's a lithium high voltage. I'll show you how these two batteries charge on this charger. Plugging in the batteries is super easy. You literally just plug them straight in. Right there, we are seeing the voltage pop up right there, 11.38 volts, and that's on that 2200 milliamp. Now, plugging in the balance adapter right here with the little arrows pointed up and to the furthest right side of the balance port, and you're instantly seeing all of the different voltages of each individual cell, all the way to the 1000s, which is pretty cool. Most chargers just report to the hundreds. Now, as soon as I plugged in the battery, it went to a full screen on channel 2 right here. And if we click the scroll wheel, that'll get us over to the task menu for channel 2. That gives us what task we're doing, the battery type, cell voltage, cell count, current setting, and to start the actual function. Now, to adjust these parameters, let's just go on up to the charge right there. We have the ability to charge, discharge, external discharge, storage, and balance. Moving down to battery type, right here is set for lithium high voltage. We want to change that to LiPo. This is just a regular LiPo that I'm charging. And right here, we're seeing all the different chemistries that you can actually charge with this charger. And there's quite a few of them. Let's go ahead and set this to LiPo. Right here, the cell voltage, a regular LiPo, 4.20 is the peak voltage that you want to charge your LiPos to. Lithium high voltage is a little bit higher at 4.35. Now, it automatically detected a 3S LiPo that I plugged in, and it's currently set to 2.2 amps. And that is just basically a 1C charge. And finally, starting the task, just scroll on down to Start Task, click it down, and we are charging away. Immediately, you're starting to see all of the things ramp up here. It's charging at 2.3 amps. I had it set for 2.2. It's kind of teetering around there. You can see the voltage start to climb right there, the milliamps that are dropping into the battery pack, and of course, each individual cell as well. Now, what's really nice about this charger, it actually gives you a percentage up here. So right now it's sitting at 49% charged, and of course, an elapsed time for this charge cycle. Now, if I want to plug in a second battery, I simply hit the channel button right there, and it goes to a dual screen. So now I'm seeing my battery that's currently charging on this right screen, and I have an open channel on the left screen. So let's go ahead and plug in that lithium high voltage battery now. Instantly, when I plugged it in, it went straight to a full screen for channel 1. We can go ahead and start selecting all the parameters of this charge cycle. Right here, we are changing it over to a lithium high voltage. Instantly, it changed it to 4.35 volts, which is what I want to set for. It auto-detected 3S, and now I'm going to go down to the task setting, or the current setting for the amperage, and bump that up to 4.3 amps. This is a 4300 milliamp. I want to charge at 1C. And there we go. Let's go ahead and start this one off now too. Just a little warning right there to make sure we are charging a lithium high voltage. And to monitor everything, we can click the exit right here to go back to a dual screen. Right there, you can kind of monitor everything that's going on and work on your RC all at the same time. Now, pretty cool little feature on this thing in the tools section of this HobbyMate D6 Dual Lite. Went ahead and plugged in one of my AGF servos right here. I love these things. I'm putting these in all of my vehicles now, but simply plugged it in here to the side port, went into the tools section for servo auto test. I'm gonna go ahead and click that down. And right there, you're seeing my servo being tested. Isn't that cool? So if you ever wondered if you had a blown servo or just a servo that didn't work and wanted to rule something out, this is a cool little tool to have. Well guys, that is my unbox and first use of the brand new HobbyMate D6 Dual Lite and T240 power supply charge system. Now you can't go wrong with all of the features in this thing, and of course the super small size of it. You can pretty much take it anywhere, on the go, out in the field, anywhere you'd like, and this charger can pretty much take care of all of your needs. But you'd like to win one. So here's the rules for how to enter to win this setup right here straight to your door. The giveaway period will start on November 30th at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and go until December 2nd at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now to enter this giveaway, you need to do 3 simple things. Subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, and on the Instagram post, I'll leave a link down in the video description. Just simply leave a comment, HobbyMate for the win. Once 5 p.m. on December 2nd, 2020 hits, I will select one random winner. I will direct message you, verify that you both follow and subscribe, and I'll arrange to mail this straight to your door. It's that simple. With that, I would definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is not the only giveaway I'll be doing this holiday season. I have at least 4 more giveaways planned, so definitely subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. And finally, my name is Rich. Thanks for watching.